But I know that when he was doing the no bell joke, I was also thinking of the Ivan Pavlov story about the dog and the bell and the food, the classical conditioning. So now for the regularly scheduled jokes. Well, it's been an adventure in the past week because of having to reroute the way I get to work since one of the light rail lines, the blue line, is unavailable. But I figured it out. I just don't enjoy how it's taking longer to get to work because of taking 2 buses to work instead of 1 train. 2 is more than 1, so of course right there that means it's probably going to take longer. Although I end up seeing parts of the Twin Cities that I don't see very often, like when I'm doing the layover, like I'm at an airport. It's often been the hockey arena just blocks from here. And this morning, I noticed somebody left behind a magnet schedule for the local hockey team, and it's like, well, I usually don't see hockey, but now that I have a magnet schedule, I might have to consider a game, especially if they have promotions like some type of giveaway that interests me. I once got a winter hat at a Wild game that I wore for a while. Don't have it anymore though, but I had it for quite a while. Yeah, that's about getting to work, so that means talk about the bank employee. So that means tales from the bank, like tales from the crypt. Yeah, I like that where some people are looking forward to that. That river is not running dry anytime soon. They keep topping themselves on some of the things that I witnessed there. There was a development week the past week at the bank, and most of those things didn't interest me because I'm just thinking about day-to-day on getting as many checks out the door as possible because that's my MO, that's my marching orders. Yeah, I guess that there is more than one initials that are MO, but of course, when I think of MO, I still think of modus operandi, method of operation, instead of marching orders. But both apply here. Ha-ha! Yes. Yeah, I'm just thinking of getting checks out the door every day. But the boss said, well, he strongly encouraged people to sign up for the AI session. And I did, and I was still trying to get work done during that dial-in meeting. And it was about an AI app called Copilot, and when I'm not impressed with somebody, I say they're trying too hard. And that was the case here because the moderators were trying too hard. Since it was called Copilot, they decided to cosplay being airline pilots, as if I'm going to be more interested in it because of the costumes they were wearing. It's like, dial-in meetings usually don't have costumes. Just teach us what we need to know. You don't have to entertain us. And then, yeah, there was a president said our long national nightmare is over. Yeah, Gerald Ford. Well, in some ways that was also the other bank story I would have, where our long nightmare of being stuck with only 1 check printer ended when we got a second one instead of just a replacement. And that's because the boss said, hey, our only one broke down for a day and we didn't like having to tell everybody about that. Can we get another one again? And he said, use it a lot more than you did before or they'll take it away again. And when the technician showed up to install it, he said, yeah, companies do that. When did that happen? 2 years ago. Yeah, end of 3rd quarter, they're thinking of bottom lines, healthy bottom line. That means take away whatever you can if that helps the bottom line. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess another reminder of I work in corporate America and work for the stockholders and investors. Yeah, I pretty much figured that was the case, but yeah, even more evidence that backs it up. And yeah, that was an adventure to say the least, because originally we were told that it got delivered to another floor, not the one I'm on. And it's like, how is that possible? This is expensive equipment. You just drop it off. You don't even have somebody sign for it. That don't make sense. When there's a return UPS envelope, a check I overnighted, I have to sign that when that comes back. And check printers that cost thousands of dollars, you didn't ask somebody to sign for it. It didn't make sense. Well, when it really did come on Friday, I signed for it. I was kind of expecting to. I mean, yeah, some things are just plain weird. And it took a while to write up on the freight elevator because it gets used by other people, and it's like, yeah, I hear it on other floors, and then finally opens, it's like, oh, all these construction workers with hard hats. It's like, oh, who's going to this floor? Who pushed that button? Guess we are. It's like, oh, all right, who pushed it by mistake? Don't know, they must have gotten off already. And then I even shared stories with the dude that did the installation because his name was Jeremiah, and he knows what it's like to have pop culture ruin a good name. In my case, it's Lyle Crocodile Mile 11. In his case, it was the song Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. And it's like, yeah, I didn't think that was possible that people would still evoke that song because that was from the 60s. It's not like anybody really talks about that song much anymore that I'm aware of, but it's like, yeah, shared pain. I feel your pain. I liked knowing that we could bond over something like that. Even before he showed up, he just called me on my cell phone and said, I'm in Hudson, Wisconsin. It's like, oh, yeah, I can remember your name now because you told me that. I guess whatever the mic device works, you use it, unfortunately. Well, yes, the Simpson couch game. Might as well get back to that for real. I picked up a Homer Simpson figurine when I was at Hy-Vee, and it's like, well, it's still nice to get toys there. Even though I'm definitely an adult, there's still some toy items that I like getting, especially if it's that or Charlie Brown. And then I went to a play that somebody I knew was in, and it was about shaving legs and eating peas. And it's like, yeah, there's still a good message in it about sometimes staying home because you can control that environment. And then I went to a Fuji film event at the Walker Art Museum. Yay! And they told me I had an obsolete camera. Well, I have obsolete electronics all the time. I had a flip phone for 12 years. So I think I'll keep this camera for a while too. But I still got nice souvenirs there. Like pictures and of course a metal cup that I drank out of. A dirty soda, non-alcoholic drink. It's like, yay, I feel like a high class dude because he put cherries in it. Well, that'll do it for me. Thank you all, been great.